Hey, I'm Matt from Matt Lane Fitness. Welcome to the Ask a Fit show. If you're new here, it's so damn good to see you, and I greatly appreciate you being here. To the regulars, how you doing? Good to see you again. It's been another friggin' week, and I'm ready to slap you with some fitness knowledge. I'm a personal trainer, registered nurse, and a behavioral change specialist. I really hope that you'll drop your questions down below. Let's get into these 3 questions. Is skipping breakfast really that bad? I accidentally started skipping breakfast in the beginning of the week, and I found out that I lost 2 kilograms since the last time I've weighed myself. I read online that this is very bad to skip breakfast. Holy hell! He skipped a meal because it may cause future diabetes problems. So if you have comorbidities, if you have maybe some sort of hereditary thing, then maybe that's something to look at. I'd speak to your primary care doctor or an endocrinologist. But if you are a person with no comorbidities, that sounds like it might have been a tabloid or somebody that was trying to get you to buy their fitness program or some crap like that. I don't know who does that. I'll be honest, the way I read that really makes me think that you read it somewhere and it's a fear-mongering tactic to get you to buy some bullshit supplement. I could be wrong about that though. You can also have less concentration, headaches, and other health problems during the day. So that really matters. How hydrated are you? How much sleep do you have? How much did you eat the day before and the day before that? Just to say you skipped one meal, I mean, how low in calories are you? No, I'm saying no to that. It depends on quite a few things, but if you are a healthy human and you are doing things as you should be fine. However, I haven't had any problems like this, okay? In fact, I feel my stomach hurts less in the morning and I have more energy during the day. Could be the types of things you were eating beforehand that might have made you a little more lethargic towards the middle of the day. Maybe this is because I'm young, could be, and this is just something that will only feel good when you start doing this. I would like to know if maybe other people have any experience with this or maybe want to give tips on doing this in a more healthy way. I'm very interested in reading your comments. So it sounds like you're bought into this skipping breakfast is bad thing. Here's the deal. Skipping breakfast is not a bad thing. When we sleep, we are fasting that entire time. Okay, so you're going hours without eating. Our body can do that. You can survive. It will be okay. Some people do find that it's more satiating to eat a high-protein breakfast meal in the morning, and there is an actual study that I have that I'll plug down below from the British Journal of Medicine. And basically what this journal said was that a high-protein breakfast, it left people fuller for longer. Now, there's a bunch of acronyms that you're reading right there. Check it out in the study down below. I have found, and I know that my wife has found as well, that when we eat a high-protein breakfast, we do feel more satiated throughout the day. Now, when I am in a low calorie budget and I don't eat breakfast, I feel it. Now, if I've been well fed, that's a different story. It's not that big of a difference for me. Test it out. You should be fine. You're not gonna have any major complications from this, no. Family is sabotaging my progress. They want me to lose weight, but they just keep bringing in junk food. When I say please don't, they say, you're so weak-willed. All right, your families sound like dicks. You can't control yourself. Wow, you don't want it bad enough. Holy hell. All right, not very empathetic, your family. This fucking sucks. I controlled myself 2 times when they brought in takeout, but now that all the convenient foods are lying around the house, I'm bringing on them. What? The people of Reddit. Okay. I had lost 24 pounds and gained back 4.5 pounds. I don't know what to do. Any advice is greatly appreciated. Here's the deal. I don't know how old you are. I'm assuming that you're younger, assuming that you can't move out, because if you have a family, a spouse, a significant other that is not very supportive of your journey, it does make it more difficult. There's no way around it. It does make it more difficult. I will say that this is not your family's fault for them to live their life just because you are making your change. Now, I will be honest, if I was in your family's position, I would be at least hiding that I was bringing that crap home, knowing that you are trying to work on it. But technically, it's not their goal, so why the hell should they care? But if I were in your shoes, is there any way that you could create your own part of the kitchen? Is there any way you could create your own part of the fridge? I would really try to isolate myself if I could not move out, live on my own. And I would be leaning on the healthy habits and the good things that you should be doing, such as adequate sleep, eating the nutritious food, and then you really have to focus on why are you doing this. it's gonna be difficult, even if you didn't have a family that was somewhat sabotaging you. So setting up your environment as much as you possibly can is huge. I have empathy for you, but this is your journey, not their journey, and not everybody is gonna be supportive. That should make you want this even more. It's gonna be tough. You're tough. You can do this. Make it happen. Set up your environment. Oh, Christian's back with another great question. Here we go, good sir. On my recent video, how to narrow down what you're really asking about fitness, it was a short that I did. Christian popped in and said, quick question. How do you keep as much energy as possible while on a caloric deficit? After a certain point, people start to feel drained, tired, etc. So what do you do to keep the energy flowing as long as possible? This is something that I have not talked about often, so Christian, I'm really glad that you asked this. Most of the time I'm telling people, just get in a caloric deficit, trying to teach you those basics. So for somebody that's been in a sustained calorie deficit, for someone that is really hitting the marks on where they should, they're training, they're sleeping, they're hydrating, they're doing all the things, I think it makes so much sense to do treat days and diet breaks, okay? And I'll get to that in a second. We have to understand, are you getting adequate sleep? You have to get adequate sleep, okay? There are a boatload of studies out there saying that sleep deprivation will lead to weight gain and all sorts of negative consequences, not just the weight gain. There was a study that I found a while back, and it'll be in the description below, which was a very intriguing study, and it said that sleeping 5 or few hours per night was associated with 3.17-fold greater odds of obesity in men and 2.3-fold increase among women compared to those sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night. That's crazy. That is really crazy when you think about that. So sleep is gigantic. Hydration is huge. Every body system we have is going to operate better if you are hydrated enough. Nutrition. What you usually hear me say is you can eat absolutely anything you want, and if you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to drop fat. That is correct. I push flexible nutrition so much because there are so many standards that are put out there and people believe they have to eat nothing but lettuce to lose weight. That's not the case. When you are in a calorie deficit, you need to make those calories count. So this is where it makes sense to have smart decisions and choose higher quality foods that have more of a benefit for you. When you choose foods that have more of a benefit for you, you are getting better macronutrients and micronutrients. So if you are getting enough macro and micronutrients on that low calorie diet, you're going to be able to get the sodium, the potassium, the chloride, all of the micronutrients and electrolytes along with the hydration. You're going to be setting yourself up for success. Now, I think from a mental standpoint, treat days, 1 day a week where you eat at maintenance calories, eat whatever the hell you want, I think that makes so much sense for people to know that they have that to strive for. Now, whoever you may be, it might be difficult for you. I don't know what your relationship is with food. I can tell you that worked for me. And I even did it to where I did 3 days like a machine, and then 1 day I would eat still in a calorie deficit but ate the food I want, and then I would repeat that cycle. And then I still did, 6 days, 1. Diet breaks. Now, I rarely talk about this ever. If you're in a sustained calorie deficit, it absolutely makes sense. I would say once every couple months, to be honest with you. You take a full week where you go back up to calorie maintenance. You go off of the calorie deficit. 1 for the mind and 2 for the body. Because we have to take this slow. If you are looking for something overnight, then everything I just mentioned to you is not going to be sustainable for you. You have to go slow if you really want to get this weight off, drop the body fat. You can't stay in a calorie deficit for the rest of your life. You have to go back to calorie maintenance. Christian, I really hope that helps, and great question. If you're looking for fitness plans based in behavior change and science, it's exactly what I do. So check it out in the description down below. To the Mental Fit Mafia, to the patrons, I thank you so much for always being here. You mean the world to me, seriously. If you would like your fitness questions answered, I would love for you to drop them down below and I'll answer them. You don't have to be perfect at this fitness thing, just be better than yesterday. Every day.